Hello, everybody. It is DJ Dwayne Minard, and I am still in quarantine, as is probably a lot of you guys out there. But right now, I have this wonderful opportunity to speak to a very talented local Toronto DJ and producer. His name is DJ Pluto. Hey, Pluto, how you doing, buddy?
I'm great, Dwayne. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How you doing in that bunker out in Scarborough? Is that correct?
Yeah, Scarberia.
Out in Scarborough.
It's yeah, it's well, I mean, I've always worked from home, so at least I have been for the past 3 years. So it's not really too much different, except I just don't go out as much as I used to.
It's kind of like everybody right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much. So you have been producing house music for how many years now?
Wow. I'd probably say I've been making music pretty much ever since I was a teenager. I've been producing music for about 20 years. As far as producing on a professional level goes, I'd say for the past 5 years or so.
Excellent. And
I've really gotten into it.
Very cool. And how would you describe your style?
I like to consider myself a jack of all trades when it comes to house. I like to produce deep house. I like to produce tribal house especially. I really do love my drums. I love underground house. I really want to get into producing more tech house and techno sounds, disco house. I'm pretty much all of the above when it comes into the house genre.
Nice. But okay, so specifically I want to talk to you about this Cerrone, right? Cerrone Supernature remix that you've done that's been doing very well for you. Now it seems to have out of all the work I've heard you send along, to me in the last year, they all sound very similar. It's got a very similar vibe. How would you describe that particular sound of that remix?
I want to say tribal again. It's not overtly in your face with the drums or anything, but it has a circuit, high energy, tribal sort of feel. It was really important to me to complement the original as best as I could, so I recreated and replayed a lot of the instrumentation from the original, just to make sure everybody was feeling it the way they did with the original song. And it's a great song. It's a disco classic. It's my personal favorite disco song of all time. So it was really important to me to stay true to it.
Nice. It's amazing when we kind of, as DJs and producers, work on something that we're truly passionate about, like how that really kind of shines through in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
You put a lot of love. I mean, I didn't realize that you had redone all the keyboards. I actually thought they were the original parts, to tell you the truth. So, so I didn't spot them. Although Supernature isn't actually my favorite Cerrone track, but it's a classic disco record. And I think the twist you gave it, you did great. I mean, it definitely straddles the line of like high energy gay disco with kind of a current. Well, I don't really hear it as circuit. There's a couple like synth lines that remind me of circuit, but it doesn't really strike me as a circuit track to me. But I could see how it would fit in that genre, because it does have a bit of the drama and like the length of time for builds and stuff like that. So it definitely would work across all kind of DJ sets. If you were looking to play like a new bootleg of a classic disco, I mean, I think it would fit a lot of sets. But I just, like I said, I think in the past, your stuff reminds me a bit of like Scumfrog meets high energy disco.
Thank you. Yeah, I was a big fan of Scumfrog. When I first started going to the clubs, I remember the very first time I heard Scumfrog's mix of Kylie Minogue's Love at First Sight. And pun intended, it totally blew my mind. I mean, he took a poppy disco song and turned it into this underground, dirty, sexy electro track. And it just, I'd say Scumfrog was one of my biggest influences in the DJ world, for sure, because of that song.
Yeah, and it shows, yeah, for sure. It shows in your work, and it's not a bad thing. I mean, I don't think if anybody was like sort of younger and knew who Scumfrog was, if they heard your work, they would not. I don't think they would catch that you know, that's where your history, or sorry, where you sort of hearken from, but from somebody who's been listening to club tracks since, you know, Jesus was a child, they might catch on. So you've done a great job of, like I said, straddling that line, which is really cool. And let's face it, that Scumfrog record was just killer back in the day.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Where did you hear it? I heard it for the first time when Hex Hector played at Fly. Did you hear it? Were you there for that, or?
I've heard Hex Hector spin a couple of times. I don't think I've ever heard him spin at Fly.
Okay.
I heard it for the first time at the Barn, actually.
Oh, yeah.
A very good DJ friend of mine, Brian Perry. He gave me that record. I'm not sure if he didn't like it at the time and he gave it to me, but I know I heard him play it on numerous nights after the fact. But he had a vinyl copy of it and he gave it to me, and that's how I first heard it.
Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty cool. Brian, you know, he's legendary. For me, I like I said, I was at Hex Hector, and I was a huge Hex Hector fan back in the day. Like, oh my god.
Oh, absolutely.
So when he played Fly that first time, that actually I think is probably one of my favorite DJ sets of all time. Like the way he worked that crowd, worked that room. Oh my god, he went from. I mean, that was at the time when I did enjoy Circuit. So I mean, he played some great Circuit stuff. He had some great house tracks, and then he went disco towards the end. And it was just, man, when he dropped that Kylie, and it was the first time I think anybody in Toronto had heard that remix of Love at First Sight.
Yeah.
And I being the train spotter that I am, was on the dance floor. And as most people know who have heard the track, and if you haven't, in the beginning of the track, he keeps looping the line, the music you were playing really blew my mind, but it wasn't Kylie. It was either him, or he toned down her voice, or he dropped the pitch of her voice. I'm not sure what he did, but he just kind of kept circling that line for about, God, at least a minute and a half. And I remember being on the dance floor going, music you were playing. And I'm like, holy fuck, it's Kylie. And I literally was on the dance floor freaking out before, I would say about a minute and a half before everybody else was, because they're all looking at me like, why is Dwayne going off right now? And I was just like waiting for the fucking vocal to kick in. That was the most, that was so memorable. And I loved that mix. I mean, God, that mix just rocked.
Yeah, anyway. That mix turned me into a big Scumfrog fan. I started following a lot of different remixes of his. Monica is So Gone. He did a really great remix of. He did a really great take on David Bowie's "Loving the Alien" that I really liked. And from then on, he became a big influence of mine DJ wise.
That's cool. So when did you start DJing?
I started DJing back in 2003. I had a boyfriend at the time. His brother was a DJ, and I had always really wanted to get into it. And before I was introduced to his turntable set, I had been buying and collecting house music vinyls and dance music vinyls for a couple of years before that. So I would bring over my vinyls, and I would just start messing around on the turntables and, you know, doing everything wrong until I got it right. And about 3 years after that, I played my first gig. It was a private house gig, and the rest is history. What can I say?
Very nice. And you were born and raised in Toronto, correct?
Yep. Here in Scarborough.
So Scarborough.
Yeah.
as you know, I'm also from Scarborough, but don't tell a lot of people that. But no, shout out to Scarborough.
Our secret is safe here.
Because there's no gays in Scarborough. At least there weren't in the 80s when I was growing up there. I mean, there were, but they didn't last long. They didn't stay there very long. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah. So, what's been your favorite gig?
My favorite gig, I would have to say, would be my residency at the Hard Rock Cafe. I totally said that wrong. Hard Rock Cafe.
Got it. No, I figured it out.
Yeah, I was a resident DJ at the Hard Rock Cafe, bi-monthly resident for about 2 years.
Very nice.
And I was there doing parties called Sounds of the Six. And I was the DJ, just playing in between local bands, doing their thing, getting their music out there. And it was a great gig until the Hard Rock Cafe closed back in June of 2017.
Yeah.
And since then, I just kind of play gigs here and there and looking for my next residency.
There you go. Yeah, well, I think it's, unfortunately, with what's going on right now, I think it's going to be a while before we find a new residency. But,
yeah.
But at least,
my residency is my basement.
Exactly.
Catch me here live Friday nights.
Are you doing a lot of live sets now on Facebook?
Yeah, and actually, I'm really enjoying them. Lots of people are tuning in and enjoying themselves, and I'm enjoying bringing them the music. I do Friday Quarantunes is what I called them.
Nice.
And I do them generally around 9:30 on Friday nights.
So 9:30 Friday nights, Facebook.
Yes.
Under Andrew Haskins, correct?
That's right. Except for this week. This week I'm going to do Thursday night because this Thursday, May the 7th, is my birthday, and I'd rather just do a live set for everybody on my birthday.
Oh, that's so cool. Nice. Well, happy early birthday. I'm sure.
Thank you very much.
I'm very sure we'll talk, I'm sure, on the day of, but I'm the worst with birthdays, so if I forget, I'm saying it to you now. Happy birthday early.
Thank you very much, Dwayne.
That's cool. Now, so that's what's keeping you busy. I'm assuming you're still working on new music?
Yes. I've just finished my second track for Antoine El Hashem's upcoming Arabic cover album.
Nice.
And I'm working on music a lot. My email, for some reason, is not working, and I'm having a lot of trouble uploading tracks, so I think I may need to put a call through to the Mac store. Yeah. But I'm still making music, just not uploading it yet. Bear with me.
I was wondering, my Facebook feed had been a little light on the Andrew Haskins posts lately, so I was wondering what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay.
We'll be up and running again soon.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, and actually, people don't know this, but they're going to know now. We recorded this interview a couple weeks ago, originally, and I had been busy working on some stuff. And when I was also having technical difficulties because when I opened up the file to edit this particular original interview, the file wasn't there. So, hence this is take 2 for DJ Pluto. So there you go. Well, I think that covers everything. We've discussed your Cerrone, which is awesome. And again, congratulations. From what I understand, Cvox is a fan of the track as well?
Yes. Yeah. As when I sent it to her and she shared it on her own personal Facebook page, I was overwhelmed. I was flabbergasted. I was so honored. I've been following her music for so long. I mean, way back when I was a wee twink dancing at Fly to My Imagination, it was a real honor to have her share my track.
It is a nice feeling, isn't it? Congratulations.
Yeah.
That is, as somebody who produces and DJs, I mean, there's nothing better than when a crowd of people that you don't know is responding well to something that you've created. That's a great feeling. But if an artist that you admire or DJ or producer that you admire, compliments your work, that is just such a great feeling. Makes it all worthwhile.
Absolutely.
For sure. What's your SoundCloud?
SoundCloud is just soundcloud.com/the DJ Pluto, the all in capital letters.
Yep.
I'm on Instagram, official DJ Pluto, and you can find my Facebook fan page here on Facebook under, again, the DJ Pluto.
All right. So the DJ Pluto, check him out. He's got some good stuff. If you are into sort of, like I said, the more energetic, gay, disco-y meet Scumfrog kind of sound, you're going to definitely dig his work. And his Supernature remix is quite stellar. So guys, check out the DJ Pluto. I am Dwayne Minard. Andrew, Pluto, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. And
thank you.
Good luck with everything. We'll see you. But have a great week and enjoy your birthday.
Thank you very much.
And we'll talk soon.
Have a great week, Dwayne. Thanks.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.